Hey everybody, Andrew Palhetas here, and what I want to talk to you about today is basically how the Canadian dream and the whole educational system is a farce, in my opinion. I know I'm going to offend a lot of people with this, but just kind of bear with me here, and I just want to work over some round numbers that I was working out here. So let's say you go to college or university, and you've now graduated and you're making about $50,000 a year. And so we're going to go off an average of $50,000 a year. Now, after you're paying your bills and whatnot, you have maybe $100, $200 left over at the end of the month. Okay, so let's remember that $100 to $200. Now, you've gone to school, you've got $100 to $200 of leftover money at the end of your $50,000 salary. So the average college tuition, according to the National Center of Education and Statistics, was about $37,000. These are actually a couple years old. They've gone up since then, but let's take the $37,000. And you go to school for 4 years. So $37,000 times 4 years is $148,000. So you spend $148,000 on your school. Now, with $148,000 investment, we're going to call it, into your education and your structured education, you're left with $200 a month. So it's $2,400 a year that you have left over to invest or reinvest or as leftover income, right? So $2,400 a year over your $148,000 investment is 1.6%. 1.6% is actually a pretty terrible return, especially when the government's saying that inflation is at 1.9. Those are government statistics. In my opinion, inflation's closer to 10 or 12% because I don't feel that it's a fair basket of goods that they're measuring. That's a conversation for a whole other video. But even if we take the government's stated rate of 1.9% inflation, that 1.6% return that you're getting on your salaried job, and you're putting in a lot of time and energy into that as well, 40 hours a week at least, to be making a 1.6% return. Now, if you borrowed that money, that $148,000 for education, and you're paying OSAP and you're paying high interest rates on that, it gets even worse. Okay, so if you went to school, let's say for experience, you say, oh, I had to go and I had to learn for experience and that sort of thing. In my opinion, you're going to get way more experience in the real world out there doing and acting and living your certain field. Again, this is a generalization. There are certain careers, doctors, lawyers, teachers, architects that I feel are always going to need education. Myself, I'm speaking for myself. I went to school for business management and I found it to be quite a waste. But what if you took that $148,000 and actually bought real estate with it instead? Would you be making more or less than 1.6% after mortgage pay down, appreciation, and cash flow? In my opinion, it'd be more. And I talked about this in another video as well, and I know it's kind of a repetitive one by me mentioning it again, but this is where I was at. When I finished college, I was going to go back and get a university degree, and I instead took that money and reinvested it, or invested it in the first place into real estate. Bought a condo, haven't looked back. It was one of the most important investments in my life. But anyways, if you have any questions, reach out to me as always. Send me an email, a direct message. Respond to this email or this video. If you'd like to sign up for our Lunch and Learn, feel free. You're going to talk about topics like this. This next coming one on November 24th, we're talking about investing in the Turks and Caicos and the Caribbean. All right, so I look forward to seeing you there, and I'll talk to you later.